I went on a blind date with a guy who kept canceling on me, and it opened my eyes to a new world. I walk into the restaurant wearing this little black dress that has paid for my weight in drinks and spot my date, already sitting at our table, scrolling through his phone, not standing or waving me over, just sitting there like this is a doctor's waiting room and not our third attempt at a first date. My brain immediately panics and I think he's one of those guys, the kind who cancels twice and can't even stand up to say hello. I'm walking toward the table, but also considering just turning around and pretending I got an emergency call about whatever bullshit comes out of my mouth first, because this date feels like the perfect ending to an already terrible day. For context, I'm historically terrible with my choice in guys, catastrophically bad. I once dated someone for 3 months before realizing he thought we were just friends who do hand stuff. So my friend, who has her life weirdly together, said she knew this guy who'd be perfect for me. Her exact words were, "He's a bit different and difficult than others. You'll be perfect," which should have been a red flag, but I was desperate. The guy and I have been texting for weeks, and he makes me laugh. He sent me memes about existential dread at 2 in the morning. We had this whole ongoing bit about our kitchen appliances having personalities. When he texted, "Your microwave sounds like she's plotting revenge," at midnight, I actually laughed. So when he canceled our first date, I was confused, but cool with rescheduling. Then he canceled the second one, and I started wondering if I'd imagined our entire text connection. Now I'm here, watching him not stand up to greet me, thinking this is about to be a disaster. He finally looks up from his phone and smiles, and I'm about to launch into my pre-planned speech about common courtesy when he says, "I need to tell you something. I canceled those other times because I was worried about how you'd react." My brain's doing backflips. Then he gestures down, and I realize he's in a wheelchair. I freeze for exactly 2 seconds before my mouth, which has never understood timing, goes, "I guess that's why you didn't want to go dancing for our date." He bursts out laughing, thank God. Then his face gets serious. The last woman I took on a date saw the wheelchair, then claimed she forgot something in her car. I watched from the window as she drove away. My heart goes out to him. Then he leans forward with this grin and says, "Okay, so I have a story for you." For the next 30 minutes, he's telling me about this snowboarding trip where he got trapped on a freezing mountain for a week completely alone, surviving on melted snow and granola bars, fighting off hypothermia, hallucinating about his childhood dog, the whole dramatic survival movie plot. I'm leaning in, completely invested, imagining this entire action film in my head. He finishes with, "And that's when the rescue helicopter finally spotted my SOS in the snow," and I'm sitting there, hand over my heart, ready to ask about his recovery when he goes, "But yeah, that's not at all how I ended up in the wheelchair. Just wanted to show off one of my adventures." I stare at him. "Wait, so how did you end up in a wheelchair?" He smirks. "That might be a different date." My laugh comes out like a snort that I immediately try to turn into a cough, which makes it worse. The waiter appears, and my date starts speaking fluent French to the server, ordering things I can't even pronounce. He teaches me a few phrases, and when I ask where he learned, he says, "You mentioned loving French films in one of your texts, so I've been practicing phrases all week." My heart does this weird flip thing. He's been preparing for me. Then he drops the next bomb. He works here as the head chef. "I designed tonight's menu around your favorite foods from our messages," he says, wheeling toward the kitchen. "Want to meet my friends?" Before I can answer, I'm following him through double doors into organized chaos. There are maybe 8 people in the back, and within 20 minutes, we're all sitting on counters drinking wine from coffee mugs. Everyone's telling stories about the worst customers they've had. One of the line cooks looks at me and says to my date, "You never bring dates back here." The server adds, "You must be special." I'm blushing, and someone makes a wheelchair joke about my date rolling circles around the kitchen faster than anyone else. We've been together 8 months now. Last week at a restaurant, I watched a woman stare at his wheelchair with that look I used to have. The look that sees what's missing instead of what's there. I used to be her. Now I'm the person holding his hand, laughing at his terrible puns, seeing him. That's the new world.